No doubt about that. Let's talk about Aston Villa. Chris Heck has blamed FFP rules for the Champions League price rises. Has he got a point?
I think he's hiding behind that. If I'm being honest, you look at the amount of money he's going to make over the four home games and these increased prices. He might be making 1.2, 1.3 million pounds, which in the scheme of things is less than if they win one game in these new Champions League formats. So, look, Chris Heck has taken a lot of abuse, and it isn't the first time he's had some problems. There were recent turnstile issues. There were problems with toilets, etc. A lot of problems, and a lot of the fans feel he doesn't really understand the tradition of Aston Villa, the feelings from the fan base, and that he is just purely all about revenue, which people understand. But I think to use that and to hide behind it is, I think, wrong. And a lot of Villa fans I've spoken to, he is not popular, to say the least.
No doubt about that. But, as a fan of a club, should you be happy to pay a little bit more for tickets if it helps the club follow PSR rules, continue to pump more money into transfers? I think it's almost similar to the discussion we had about Everton and buying shares. If you're helping the club, is it not such a bad thing if ticket prices rise a little bit?
Well, look, the way I had to look at it when I was looking at these concerns when we had big games coming up was you have to think that look, the average Villa fan who's been there buying a season ticket, etc., has already contributed a lot out of their income towards the club. And I would think that these bigger games like Champions League should be almost a reward to those fans that have come in. Most normal fans, yes, would take a £25 premium on a ticket, but it's starting to become a lot more than that. And that's when it starts to get ridiculous. And so I think, yes, fans will accept a small increase or a reasonable increase on their tickets for big games like this. They understand it's Champions League. They're not stupid. They know it's a game of money these days and they want to see new players, but they don't like being taken advantage of when it becomes egregious. And as I said, it's a small amount of money on the ticket increases overall. So it's something that is making an extra million worth losing your fan base for. And I know that there's really been a lot of disquiet, and so when you want to try and do another initiative next time, you may not find your fan base there willing to help you, and you're going to be scrutinised so much more now in the local media, with the local fan, websites, etc. He is a targeted man right now, and so he's got to think, was it really worth it?
No doubt about that. And lastly, with Aston Villa, John Duran obviously scored an incredible goal on the weekend. He scored an incredible goal earlier in the season. He was rumored to leave all summer. If you're a Villa fan, if you're, any fan, how could this have possibly happened that they let somebody with this kind of goal scoring ability almost walk out for such a low price?
Well, I didn't see the goal because it was against Everton, so instantly my memory goes, and I think it might have been a lucky deflection from what I remember. So I won't go into that one in any detail. But to answer your question about Duran, I spoke to a number of people about him. He's just been inconsistent in terms of his big match performances. A lot of Villa fans wanted him out the door during the off-season. But look, we've shown his talent is there. There's no doubt about it. And he is a quality player, but it's been consistency. But then to get consistency, he's got to get the minutes. And so I think Villa are lucky that between him and Watkins, and there's rumours they could both be playing tonight in the first Champions League game. And if they play together, that would be interesting. Look, Villa are lucky they've got competition from those two. Duran is now making clubs wish they had actually gone and done something in the summer. He was offered to a number of clubs, and you're absolutely right. People will be kicking themselves. But then again, we'll have to see that. He's doing himself no harm, but he did me some harm on Sunday.